What if I told you one of the biggest banks in America just created a $100 million fund for home buyers, but nobody's talking about who actually qualifies for this. Today, we are going to break down what happened, what cities benefit, and what regional metros benefit, and whether this actually changes affordability. So let's get into a couple of the quick talking points. And if you guys are in any of these areas that we talk about, put down where in below in the comments where you guys are from. That helps me and the algorithm out a ton. So here are a couple of quick fun facts. Wells Fargo agreed to create a $100 million borrower assistance fund. Doesn't sound like it sounds like a lot of money. It really isn't, though. It's going to focus on low and moderate income borrowers. It's designed and dedicated to certain different census tracts. Now, we're going to tell you a little bit more about that, and I'm going to put a link in so you guys can actually look this up. It's going to include mortgage assistance, down payment help, and then closing cost assistance. So for anybody who's never bought a home before, when you get done buying and lending and funding your mortgage and everything, at the closing table, there's what they call closing costs. And talk to your lender or your mortgage professional or a real estate professional in regards to what those might be in your particular area. The program is actually expected to run for at least 3 years, and it's going to be in more than 50 metro areas across the United States. So, like I said, stay tuned. We're going to talk about those different metros. Okay, so Wells Fargo actually reached a legal settlement, and it's tied to, which is kind of weird, it's tied to their involvement of their hiring and their lending practices. The bank denies any wrongdoing in the settlement whatsoever, and this actually just came out, which is astonishingly weird. The headline everyone really cares about is that $100 million is earmarked towards buyer and borrower assistance, right? Well, this isn't a paycheck or a payout from the bank. This is a housing accessibility fund for folks who might need a little bit of help. So, what buyers might actually receive, here are a couple of things. This fund is aimed to do, three things mainly: down payment assistance or help, right? For everyone needs a little bit of help, but here's the funny thing: you don't need 20% for down payment anymore. That's long dead, like the dodo bird. What it really is, you can do 3.5% down, 3% down. You can get, people to help you out. Fannie and Freddie, different loans. There's all kinds of programs out there. And I'm going to show you in the map. So I'm going to break out here. It's astonishing. I think California has 116 programs just itself. It's unbelievable. And so then they're also going to help, like I said, cover the closing costs. Now, eligibility appears to be tied to income thresholds, certain census tracts. That's basically where you live, right? And then participating regions. I don't know any region that wouldn't want to participate in this, to be really honest with you. So we're going to really kind of break into these things. And it's weird to see what's going on because I'm looking through this next talking point here for this video. And guys, these metros I'm going to read off to you are not low income. So check this out: San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, Sacramento, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Seattle, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, New York. And there are dozens more around the country that are going to be a part of this program. Now, they're only going to be eligible in certain census tracts, very specific areas in these different major metros. So if you're in those metros, or if you find yourself anywhere, that may be participating, look into this. It could really, really help you potentially as a leg up to go from I can't afford, I have to stay renting for the rest of my life, to, honey, look, check out this new program we have. Now we can buy our starter house, our dream house, our upscale house, or whatever it's going to be. It could be a really good thing. So this brings us into the $100 million conversation. Now, that number sounds really large, like I mentioned earlier in this video. But when you spread that thing out over 50 states and different marketplaces within those 50 states, that money goes from my mouths to, man, that thing got small really quick. Now, it still could literally unlock thousands, or if not hundreds, at least maybe even thousands of transactions, buyers and sellers, right? Folks being able, especially in the buy side, buy something, but some of them need to sell something too. So who knows what it could really open up for the whole marketplace. But it doesn't solve the inventory problem, the affordability index, the mortgage rates, which by the way just jumped per this recording, and then construction shortages. So it doesn't solve those 4 different problems, but it will give you a hand up if you're a buyer looking to get into something with that $100 million and they expect it to last 3 years. It's probably going to last a lot less than that. That's just my gut. But again, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong in the comments below, because I would love to hear what goes on and kind of what your thoughts are. You guys being, the men and women out there who might be applying for this and taking advantage of this $100 million for your next family home. So what should buyers be doing today? That's the ultimate question, right? What do you do next? Well, you check if your market qualifies. Does my area work? Yes, no. It's going to be a very much a binary answer on this one. Then you're going to talk to some local lenders. Not every lender, okay? Go talk to the best one you can possibly find who actually is a mortgage broker, who knows what they're talking about. They have access to multiple different sources of funds and different lenders who will give them better preferred rates versus just going to, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Pick your poison. Big banks, you generally get better rates through mortgage brokers. So look into that. But I want you to, when you talk to these lenders, I want you to ask specific questions. I want them to be asked questions around grant programs, which are huge, by the way, down payment assistance programs, and then our credits for closing costs. Don't assume you don't qualify. I mean, there's no reason for you not to qualify for this hypothetically, right? Why not reach out and say, hey, man, could this work for me? Could it not work for me? Anyways, go take a look. I'm going to post the link to a couple of different things here. If you guys have any questions for me, always reach out. I'm always wanting to kind of figure out what I can do more for the folks around me in my different communities. And if you guys want me to do a video about anything specific, put it in the comments below. All right, guys, I love you to pieces. Hopefully this helped. Boom, peace. We out.